What's up, guys? 3:42 here in the morning, heading out the door. Indiana bound. About 9.5 hours of driving, a little bit of stop time. We'll be there. We're gonna try to be there around 2 and head out to a little piece of public and do a little hunting tonight. So we'll see. All right, guys, we're in Indiana. So left the house at 3:40 this morning. Got here probably 1:30 and set up for the first hunt. Got the saddle on. Got my pack ready. So we're gonna go in here and try a cut bean field tonight off the edge of a cornfield. And I mean, there's sign everywhere, even just right off the road right here. So try this tonight. Day 2 of the hunt. Getting out here a little later this morning. Had to get some good sleep last night. Got squared away here. Got everything set up. Got a good spot. I think I'm gonna be walking into. We're gonna sit it all day today. Well, the wind's just dead wrong to get into that spot. It's originally was calling for a kind of a southwestern wind, and what we ended up with is a southeast wind, and it's just not what we can use at this spot. So I'm gonna drive around to the north side of the property, and the spot on the map looks good up there. It's all the same deer. I just hate to blow this spot out knowing that we've got all week. So head to the truck. The wind's not the greatest here either. Just had a hunter come out of here when I was standing back there back by the road. But I'm gonna ease down this wood line behind me. You can see that row of trees back there on the edge of the field. There's a creek that runs through there with a levee on the side, and the wind should be good up there. It's probably, I don't know, half a mile up there. So we're gonna keep hiking. Got a good trail right here to cut down. Hopefully have a good clear path getting all the way up there to it. But give it a shot. Hopefully be somewhere I can sit the rest of the day. Well, it's Saturday. I got a late start again. Alarm was set for 5, but when it didn't go off, I realized it was set for 5 p.m., not a.m. So we're here now. There's a lot of people signed in to the hunt up here today, it being Saturday, and everywhere I want to go, there's some car park, so trying somewhere new. I don't know if you can hear them. There's beagles opening up behind me. There was a guy back there. They're doing some rabbit hunting right here, so not sure how much that's going to deter the deer from this side too. So probably doing a lot of walking again today, but hopefully find some good sign. And we just got to find somewhere. I mean, yesterday did pretty much all scouting. I set up at one point and hit a couple of grunts on the grunt call and had a coyote run into about 30 yards, but just didn't do much. So we got a lot of time left though. Hopefully we can make something happen. I like the way this looks in here. Look at the creek here. There's a big open grown up old growth field on that side. But it's just a big drainage, then this is grown up timber, good bedding. Just gotta find the right sign to set up on. We're gonna follow this creek down. There's a big pond on down. Hopefully it's gonna work as a good pinch. There's gonna be some good sign. I thought something was coming down through here. You can see that. But we can't see any movement right there. It's the man's beagles. So they have now circled up around me in that field. And now up on top of me right here too. One of these days I'm gonna get set up somewhere and kill a deer. It might not be today, but one of these days. So another new spot. There might be a deer or two taking this trail. That's fresh. Walking down this drain line now. And then there's just a scrape out in the middle of this, just right here. It's like he's got that snapped off brush licking branch, and you can see his paw marks right there. There's another scrape right on the other side right there. So I drove around to the north to get the wind right. I'm gonna go access this from this side. So you can see the truck there. So this is the first I've seen from this side, but the wind is better from my angle coming in this way, so I'm gonna give it a shot. I got the pack with me this time, so I'm trying to find somewhere and climb up. The plan is I'm gonna ease out of here just a few minutes, take this set down, and pack it up and head towards that property that's to the south from here that we checked out on Friday. I think the wind's gonna be better. That spot seemed hot. I walked 6 miles here yesterday and found some sign, but nothing that really made me feel like an all-day sits here worth it. But last night I came in here and I jumped a doe, and then I had a doe feed these red oaks about 30 yards from me for a while. I hung this set and had that little 8-point come by me early, but there's definitely deer in here. These red oaks are still dropping, but I don't know. I'm trying to find Big Boy. It's hard to know where to set up and where's the best place to set up when all of this is being hunted so much. Just gonna have to look into it and know that I'm in the right spot when I see it. Alright guys, so it's Sunday afternoon. It's about 2 o'clock here, and I'm back down at the first property that I came to this week. The wind's a little bit steadier to the east today, so I'm gonna try to go in new territory, but got plenty of time to go in there and make it sit somewhere, so maybe it'd be a good place. So if it's good, that's where my plan is gonna be for tomorrow too, is to come sit it tomorrow. So there's a lot of good sign in here, the parts that I did walk, so you gotta find a way over there first. There's like a little levee I'm gonna have to try to cross. Hopefully it'll be shallow enough for the muck boots. So see you in there. Well, another change of plans. It's crazy how much jumping around I'm having to do. I couldn't cross the little river there. It was too deep. There was sign everywhere. There were scrapes out in the middle of the marsh. So I'm on the east side of this property now, and it's like a mile and a half back in here. But thankfully it's still pretty early. It's like 2:30. So I'm gonna do my best to get on back up in here and hopefully be somewhere good this evening. We'll see how it goes. Just hopefully won't run into too much more water. You can see right here, has like ravines and stuff. And all this is old mine land, and so a lot of these depressions, especially over here, are just completely flooded. This actual wildlife management area that I'm at right now is actually managed for waterfowl. There's a lot of wetland impoundments out here, so a lot of deer too, I think. Hopefully one less into the night. This place has potential though. I really feel like if I'm gonna kill one, it's gonna be on this property. just when and where is the question. I don't know what I know. It is just beautiful in here. See this deer trail I'm on going up this hill. I'm gonna get down here and try to see where's a good crossing at set up. I should be able to glass out over that marsh. This might be us right here. Check out how clawed out this bank is from their hooves going up the hill. So there's one here, and there's another one right here. Pretty solid, you can see on the ground here too. I like this spot, it's beautiful. Be a fun place to sit tonight, whether I see anything or not. I'm gonna keep edging down through this creek and just see if there's any other good trails, but that might be it. I really like this spot. And my stand set up yet, and a doe just jumped up, literally right here, and walked up that bank. She was bedded right here. This is gonna be killer. I think this is gonna be my spot. It's 25 yards. It's the farthest, that ridge right there. That main trail's 15 yards. And to the other side of the bank of that levee is also 25 yards. So, I mean, it's pretty perfect. Solo camping tonight. It's hot, so I'm gonna use the sleeping bag. It's just a pillow, no air mat. Hopefully get up tomorrow morning and kill a big buck. Well, it's a little after 12 here. Still no activity this morning. It's good and overcast. We finally got a steady wind. It's coming out of the east, but I think I'm gonna climb down here pretty soon and ease on down this levee a little bit further. See what the sign looks like. Hopefully it'll be a little bit better spot. That sucks because I'm set up again. Hopefully they get to move it. Hopefully, who knows, that buck might come back through. If he does, he'll probably wing me, but if he doesn't, I'd shoot him. I wouldn't have passed that buck. Wish I'd had the bow just a little bit longer. Probably could have stopped him right there in that creek. It was 34 yards. That's how it goes. It's pretty views, but man, it's a long walk out. Be back tomorrow. I just hiked 1.3 miles back into the stand, and there's a guy set up behind it, like 40 yards, so I'm kind of cut off from even using my stand. So it's kind of back to square one, to an extent. I don't know if I should do some more walking, or if I should just go on the other side of this pond and set up over here. The wind's still fine. I'll just be hunting from the ground. I gotta figure it out, though. It's about 7:20. Alright, well, I'm set up on a different property now. This is the tree that Mariah sat in this morning. He saw 4 or 5 different bucks here. One pretty nice 9-point, but he passed him. Mariah's got more time here than I do. 110-inch buck comes by me at night. I'm gonna shoot him. But there was a hot doe in here that they were all chasing, so the wind's good. Still, it's a pretty spot. Hopefully she comes back by and maybe I can get a shot at him, or a different buck cruising through. It's about 1:30 right now, so I just got under 5 hours of shooting light left, so we'll stay here the rest of the day and see if we can get it done. It's a real Midwestern feel to it, that's for sure. We're just sitting in old river bottom. It's just a bunch of American sycamores, and then hardwood hills, a lot of maples. Finally got the north wind I've been wanting. Last night I hunted that spot where Mariah sat yesterday and saw 5 different bucks, and it was dead on me last night. So I don't know, I'm just kind of feeling the patience thing and staying consistent, and I'm back over here at the first place that I'd been hunting so much. So I don't know, I'm really hoping this spot's gonna pay off today. It's about 54 right now, but it's gonna be dropping into the 30s all day. It's supposed to just slowly get colder and colder. So I'm wore out. I am tired. I am exhausted. Tired's an understatement at this point. I've been hunting. It's Wednesday. I've hunted 5 full days. The last 5 full days I've hunted all day, and I plan to do the same today. Talk about sitting 12-hour stand sits. It's pretty exhausting, especially with little food. Today I cooked a frozen pizza last night. That's what my food's gonna be for the day. Got a couple of bottles of water, all in my day packer here. You can see my packing sticks. That's what my pack looks like. Some rattling antlers. My tether rope. I gotta put that in my pack. But at least we don't have a super long walk this morning. Since I'm accessing the property from this side, I'm gonna kind of chill. I'm gonna have to find a place to cross the levee. Hopefully it's not too high, because we did get some rain last night. But hopefully find a good place to cross the levee and just kind of wait it out in the water out there till it gets light enough for me to pick out the right tree for me to climb. That way I leave as little scent as possible. So plan is to go home on Friday. So I was gonna hunt half of a day Friday, but we'll see. If I sit all day today and all day tomorrow and haven't seen anything else, I'm probably gonna be about ready to call it. I'm pretty whooped, but I'm already here and you can't give up, so you gotta keep pushing. Alright guys, so yesterday I hunted that spot all day, and at about 3 o'clock I climbed down out of the stand and just made like some scrape, like I was just mocking a buck making it scrape, just kind of raking some leaves. And I climbed back up in the stand. As soon as I got there, I snort wheezed, and about 10 minutes later a buck popped up out on the ridge across from the field from me, and he worked up the ridge for a second. I grunted at him. He just sat up there and was looking down in the field, and he cut back down the ridge the way that he came from. Then at about 4:45 I looked up, and there was a buck come off the same ridge. I think it was probably the same buck, and he worked down into the field in front of me and kind of worked by. I didn't get any video of him because I was grabbing my bow because I thought he was coming the trail by me. But he was a solid 8-point, probably 115-inch buck. So this morning we've got an east wind. I'm going to go back in there, take the stand down. I'm just going to kind of hunt my way up that river. There's a little pinch that he came out of, and I was looking at it on the map last night, and I think there's a sweet spot in there somewhere. I've just got to find it. So it's just starting to break dawn, so we're going to creep in there. It's cold this morning. It's 28 here. It's the coldest morning we've had so far because earlier this week we were hunting in 70-degree weather all week. So we're going to get in here and hopefully get it done. Mariah's hunting on the same property today. He just texted me and said that he's already got a buck in front of him, a little 3-point. So hopefully today will be the day. I think I'm in money now. This spot right here is money. Today's my last full day. We're planning to be. So this is the 7th full day I've been out here hunting. I don't know. I hate to leave. I could stay and hunt Friday. I got an all day tomorrow and all day Saturday if I wanted to do, but Saturday's the opening day of rifle, which might make it good all the way back here because I'm accessing a way most people wouldn't. I don't know. I hope I fill my tag today. I was telling Mariah last night, I was like, it's not going to take a monster buck for me to try to fill my tag because now I'm at the point where it's either fill your tag or you don't. So at the same time, I don't want to shoot a 1.5-year-old buck here. My tag's good for a doe too. It's an either sex tag, so I can always shoot a doe if one comes by, but I don't know. I want to shoot a buck. Well, I just got back to the truck. I have been here all day. About 9:45, I had that doe come through, and then this afternoon at about 4:30, a deer came cruising through on the hill where the doe came through. I couldn't tell exactly what it was, but it's big bodied like a buck, and maybe 20 minutes later or so, I ended up seeing a buck. It was come from the direction that deer went, coming back into the thicket where deer came out of, and this time I could see the buck. It was that 8-point that came across me the other day whenever I just set the bow down. We actually have him on trail cameras in here. He's probably 115-inch 8-point. Looks like a 3-year-old, but he cut into the brush. When he went in there, he started grunting, and then he ended up, there was that doe. I don't know if it was the doe I saw this morning or not, but he started chasing a doe in there. You could hear him grunting, and finally, by the time she busted out the thicket and crossed the little creek and ran right in front of me, and I drew back the bow whenever she came across the creek because I thought he was going to be right on her tail, and I thought I was going to have to stop him. I'd already ranged it at 30 yards where she had came out of this morning, so I thought that she was going to cut and go back up the hill with him. I was like, well, I'm not going to have time to draw back if that's what he does. And well, I drew back, and instead of her going that direction, she turned and come straight up towards the stand, and she stopped 12 yards from me. And when she did, I could still hear him grunting behind her, and I was just sitting there praying that he was going to come through the brush pretty quick because now at this point, she's looking up at the stand at me. I'm sure she saw me draw back, and she squatted down and peed right there, and she sat there for a minute. And I was doing everything I could to hold that bow back. And he's still grunting back in the brush, probably I would say at least 80 yards from me. And she ended up cutting back and went across that ridge at the 30-yard mark and ran up that way. And he never did drop down. He cut up that way, and that was the end of it. Kind of heartbreaking when I've been hunting. I mean, this is the 7th day I've hunted all day in a row. I mean, not all day in a row, but 7th day I've sat all day long. I'm talking hunted daybreak till dawn. I'm doing an hour and 20-minute drive right now, and I'm driving here, getting here before it's daybreak, walking in, or getting here at daybreak and walking in. And then for it to be my last day, I'm honestly tired of hunting. I'm kind of mentally exhausted at this point with it, but after that tonight, I told myself today, I was like, I can hunt. Tomorrow I need to start heading back. But I told myself, I said, tonight's not a bust, then, you know, I might could come back and hunt tomorrow morning. But I honestly don't feel like it. But then after that happened tonight, I feel like I have no choice. If I don't, then I'm just going to be sitting here wondering whenever I get home. So that's hunting. Tonight was my 50th sit of the season, and I've yet to. That's the first time I've drawn the bow back on a deer. So I sure hope it happens in the morning. Crossing the levee on the way out, I got a boot full of water, and so it's supposed to be, I think, 25 degrees in the morning, and here I am with a wet boot. So we end up sicker with a buck one. Well, it's Friday morning, heading back in for the last hunt. You can see I got a spare pair of boots in here and a dry pair of socks. And I actually was able to borrow Mariah's boots for this morning, so we're gonna throw this pack on and get hiking. It just happened. It just happened. So I'm sitting here and I am exhausted. The sun is just now coming up over here. And I'm sitting here with my legs against the tree, and I hear something. I look, and there's an 8-point coming towards me, and he works. I grab my bow off. He's like 15 yards from me, and look, and he's feeding right through here, and he comes up through here. That doe last night peed right here. He came right here. I drew back, and he stopped, and I had to stop him. He quartered away 15 yards from me, and I smoked him, and he just ran across this ridge, and he fell in that bottom right there. I cannot believe that just happened. I have worked my butt off this week trying to kill a deer here, and I just made it happen. This morning on the way in, you know, last night I got my feet wet, and then this morning I brought my extra pair of boots, and you can see I brought both of them, and I'm wearing both of them, and both my feet got wet on the way in here. So thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. I'm gonna call Mariah and get him on his way over here, and we're gonna get packing this buck out of here. I cannot believe that just happened. In the saddle. First deer in the saddle, baby. Yes! So, Mariah's gonna be here in about 30 minutes now. I took the stand down. I'm hiking out to the car, and gonna grab the packs. He's gonna only be here for about an hour, and he'll have to leave, so be here just enough time for recovery. We'll go track and hopefully get started. I'm hoping I can send a quarter out with him or something. And I got down, I walked over there, and I don't see my arrow right there, but there's killer blood right there, so I'm sure my arrow was probably just hanging out of him. It's probably on the blood trail on the way to him, so. But whew. I'm excited. It's cold. I'm about to put these wet boots on to cross this creek, but it'll all be worth it. It'll all be worth it. When your boots are already wet and you don't want to get your legs wet.
Or more like when you give your buddy your boots. Such a good friend.
Yeah, there's Mariah's boots right there. Found the arrow. You see all the blood. He's cutting straight up through here like this. Can't believe you snapped that thing. Look at all that blood though. Look juicy, don't it? Lucky you went that way, you can see all the blood. Yeah, I'll put this in on. Now. There he is.
You see him?
Yep.
He died on a cypress knee.
A 2-year-old.
That's a cool deer.
I would think.
That is a really cool deer.
He came out low on him. Low in the front shoulder, but that shoulder's busted now. Oh, dude. There he is, though.
That's a cool deer, dude. Look at those brows. Smoked him.
Smoking.
How far do you go?
40 yards? You think
Yeah.
40? We come up this way.
I'm saying 50 or 60.
You think he went 50 or 60? Dude. I knew I heard him fall right here. I mean, it was loud.
Dude, I was so happy for you. Got you an Indiana buck.
I just got finished getting him all cleaned up. I just hiked his, pretty much his skeleton and stuff out. So the only thing in Indiana you're allowed to leave are the guts. So you have to pack out the skin, all the meat, everything, all your bones. So I just packed that out. I got my head and cape here. I'm about to put it on my pack, and I've got my 2 bags of the meat. I got 3 bags already over at the river. Ooh, about fell down this little drain. But I'm gonna hike. I'm about to put these on the pack and then hike this stuff all back and try to get on the road. It's been a crazy trip. But thankful for it. So worked my butt off, but it paid off. So sometimes that's what it takes. Just being patient. So last day, buck tag field. That's it. We're all packed up, so gonna try to hike this out and get it back to the truck. Whew, this load's heavy, but we're gonna I'm gonna sink like crazy when I cross that river. The reason it's so bad is because how silty it is. You just sink. I'm really gonna sink this time. I've got extra. It's probably 75, 80 pounds on my back right now. So time to start climbing. So hill after hill. We'll get there eventually. Thanks for watching my Indiana public land bow hunt. If you have any questions on anything that I did here, or questions about how you can find a hunt like this for yourself, or how to go about planning for a hunt like this, please be sure to drop those questions in the comment below. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to give the channel a subscribe. And thanks for watching. Happy hunting.